And we're live. Thank you all for joining us. Welcome to the TDG Gaming Podcast. I'm your host, the Drunken Guardian, Danny Martinez. And today we are back with the new year as well with Boneless Bones, Kevin.
What's going on, guys? What's going on, guys? Happy New Year. It's your man, Boneless Bones, back at it again.
And Danny, the Sober Guardian.
Hey.
And Jay-Z, what was it? Jay-Z...
Galactus.
Galactus.
I'm actually gonna change it in a little bit. I just actually have to look up our podcast on the website right now.
Oh yeah. That's Randy the Ragnarok.
Yeah. I made an investment, as I was telling them off stream. I have a gaming laptop now, so everything is like new and awesome.
So that means you're gonna finally stream again.
Mayhaps.
Yeah.
I haven't even started yet.
We gotta get you a camera.
Yeah, I'm gonna get myself one of those camgirl cameras.
Oh God!
So that we could find me on
OnlyFans,
and Chatterbait.
The OnlyFans ever changed their? We talked about it. Huh?
They changed it back. They changed it back.
Yeah. How long did it last?
A
couple months.
When do we? Yeah, we reported on that like months, really? Less than 6 months ago.
Yeah. They did it because they were losing profit, and I was like, "Wow, really?
Really? What a surprise!"
Really? Weird how that happens.
Yeah. All right. So this is episode 73 of the podcast, and today we're going to talk about NFTs in gaming, and we're also going to talk about the PSVR2 announcement that went on. For anybody who wants to listen to previous podcast episodes, if you want to check out any game reviews that we do for the Coalition, or if you want to listen to the audio version or the YouTube version of the podcast, go to thedrunkenguardian.com for all the links as well. And I also have to add Boneless Bones. I gotta put your Twitch on there as well, because Boneless Bones he streams as well. So I always forget that shit.
Mine too.
On yours, your OnlyFans page.
Yeah, exactly.
The Pantless Guardian.
The Pantless Guardian.
What happened, Kevin?
No, I was gonna say for the Pantless Guardian. Do you also have a fan in your room? Because I'm tired of them saying OnlyFans, and there's no fans in these goddamn pictures.
No fans
videos.
So only fan or only fans?
Only fans, and it's just him, like, and then a bunch of fans around.
Yeah. So what have you guys been up to for the new year? What have you guys been up to for the holidays? How's everything going? Anybody been playing anything interesting?
I got myself a Switch, so as you guys know, obviously. So I've been playing Metroid Dread. I think I'm at the very end of that game. Also been playing Monster Hunter Rise, which I might play a little bit right now. Also been playing Smash. That was fun. We had a fun session.
I was actually beating Kevin in a fighting game.
Yeah,
really.
It's a party game.
Yeah, right.
We gotta get the Mario Party. Those games are silly.
Or Mario Kart. Or both.
Yeah. My driving is elite.
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
So I like the Mario Party games though. They're super silly. Crazy fucking. No. You never know what to expect.
Yeah, that's true. We can make a drinking game out of it too. That'd be kind of fun. Out of Mario Kart or Mario Party. That'd be fun.
Based on how bad you do in Mario Kart, how much you have to drink.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. It starts off at a gallon and then it just goes up.
No. That's too much. That's too much. We'll parse it off to like.
Starts off at a gallon.
Well, how many places are there? 11? 12? 12?
12?
Okay, so we could do we'll do it in portions. So the first 4 and 12. Let me think about this real quick. Okay, no. So if you're in the first 3, you're safe, no drinking. Right? 4 through 6, do half a shot. 7 through 9, do a whole shot, and then the last 3 do a double.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to write all that stuff down.
Oh yeah, because we're gonna remember that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put it in Discord chat.
Yeah, that sounds fun though. We could do that.
All right.
I have been playing Halo mostly. I'm right at the end of the game, but I have also been playing The World Ends with You as well. So
Oh,
I'm still on I'm on day 7 now on the first week. I'm trying to look for that asshole Ruinbringer leader dude.
How's Halo?
Halo
Really
actually
curious.
is a lot of fun. Like haven't been a fan of Halo since 3, and I was hesitant about getting it, but since it came, like I bought the Halo Special Edition Xbox, so it came with Halo, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna play the game then. So I ended up playing it, and the fact that it's open world, in a sense, like it's fucking good, and the traversal system, there's fast travel, plus you have the
the grappling
harpoon,
hook.
the grappling hook thing. It's so fluid. It's so fucking fluid to run around climbing mountains and shit, and then you could use it against enemies too to kind of like close the gap between them, and it electrocutes them, and as long as you have it upgraded, because there's upgradable equipment and stuff that you have, all these different weapons that you can unlock with special perks in them when you kill certain like sub bosses that's throughout the map. It's fucking good. It's really good, and the story is so good. I still don't know what a clue is going on right now, because since I'm out of touch with Halo since 3, all I know is like Cortana was a villain. She's gone now, and then you have a new AI that you carry around, and she's kind of like
A new Cortana with less booby.
yeah, and she's kind of like confused as to why Master Chief is the way he is, like with the history with Cortana and stuff. So it slowly like drip feeds the story a little bit with that and what Cortana did in the past, and the
Shit, I
main
would definitely need a fucking recap before I
yeah,
played that game.
watch a video or something, because there's the main villain is this big brute, and I really don't like him. Like, he is the most cliche, like cookie cutter villain ever.
I'm bad because I'm evil.
Yeah, and it's just I
No,
I
he's
can't
evil because he's bad.
yeah. I can't stand it when he talks. Like, he has like those long monologues, or I guess dialogues, because he's talking to Master Chief, and he goes on and on and on about victory and honor, and just shut the hell up. It's just yeah.
You know what you described to me when you said grappling hook in Halo.
Mm.
I was like, that just sounds like a Pathfinder in Apex.
It controls like Pathfinder.
Yeah, it kind of does. I think Pathfinder's a little bit stiffer. Not I'm saying that like he's not maneuverable in any way, but like I think he's a little bit stiffer.
You have to hit wider angles with Pathfinder.
Yeah.
So it's like he's fluid if you do it right, whereas in Infinite it's more accessible.
Mm.
So you could do like smaller angles and still like actually swing.
Mm. You'd be proud to know I haven't really played much of Destiny at all.
Yeah.
Fuck it. God damn it. So yeah, I haven't played much of Destiny. I haven't done much PlayStation in general, actually. I've been on my Xbox and I've been on my Switch. That's pretty much it. And now, especially now that Danny has the Switch, so I'll probably be being on that more. I've barely touched the expansion, the new DLC for Endwalker, because those queue lines, like just to get into the game, I'm not waiting 30 minutes or more.
That's 45 minutes. You're good.
Nah, I'm good. I don't like leaving my TV on just for a queue line, probably just to get kicked out, and I go and do something else, and then completely forget about it and not pay attention, and then I'm already disconnected, and I gotta start all over. I'm like, nope, fuck that. I could wait. I wait till it dies down. But anyways, what about you guys? Kevin and
who wants to go first?
Jesus
no.
Christ! I haven't been really doing anything. I just been I'm gonna take a shot regardless. I've been just playing fighters and figuring out a new team.
Fighters?
Yeah. I picked up Jiren, Vegito, and Super Saiyan God Gogeta. And I just been fucking around with that team and seeing what nonsense I can do, and it's kind of stupid, the things I found out. Like easy kills, lockdown for days, and it's fucking crazy. Nice. Randy.
What?
Nice picture.
Oh, the picture. What is that?
Yeah.
It's Chocolata and
it's so
Seko
small.
from JoJo.
I don't know. Oh yeah, I don't really watch that show much.
What? You don't watch men stand flamboyantly and point at each other?
It's on my
while
list.
ghost fight?
Literally me.
It's on my list.
But yeah, that, and I've been playing right now. I've been doing you guys know the game Dead Ahead, right? The game that you pretty much just, so it's you're a guy on a scooter. You start off like a regular scooter, and you're driving, and then there's zombies. Like you can either avoid them, and you have an accelerate button and a shoot button, and you can just move up and down. So I found out that they had like a tower building game, and I've been just playing that. Jesus Christ.
It's literally me.
Randy's changing his Discord pictures.
So I found out that they had like a tower builder kind of thing, and I was like, oh, this is cool, and I've just been playing that. And then I found out that there was a game called Cat Soup, and you just the cat making soup. And
That sounds adorable.
And you just expand like your fucking your branch. Like you start making juice, you start making like cabbage soup, and I was like, this is fucking cool. Why haven't I played this sooner? Huh?
Where is that?
On mobile. I swear to God, I just been playing mobile games for like the last 3 days, like couple weeks, and I was like,
Cat soup?
Yeah, cat soup.
Well, Leticia agrees. Cat soup sounds fantastic.
It's amazing.
Oh, cats and soup.
Yeah, it's cat soup. I just go for what the cat is doing.
Oh,
he's making soup.
They look so cute.
Yep. And for every area you build, you can spawn a new cat, or you can just roll a new cat.
A beekeeper cat.
Yep.
Oh my God, you and your adorable games.
My cat got a panda hat, and another one got like a little straw hat, and I was like, "There you go, Mr. Straw Hat Cat. You're doing amazing."
D. Luffy?
Yeah.
Cat D. Luffy.
Cat D. Luffy.
What about about you, Randy?
What I've been playing. I was playing Baldur's Gate earlier today.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that game.
That game is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
They actually added a lot to it because I played it when it first came out for early. It's still in early access, but like patch 1, it was a fucking nightmare. It was really fun, but it kept on crashing.
Mm-hmm.
Patch 2 disabled your patch 1 save, so you had to start from the get.
Jesus.
After the crashing kept on going, I refused to play it. It's now on patch 6, and it's really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot more difficult. They added more secondary abilities to equipment. And yeah, there's that. I haven't really. Oh, I've been playing Dokkan.
Mm-hmm.
There's that. I actually went crazy on that game. What else have I played? Oh, I'm probably gonna finish the rest of this can. I'll tell you what it is I'm drinking afterwards. But I continued my Kingdom Hearts 3 critical run, and I fucking hate it.
Critical run? What's that?
What's a critical run? Yeah.
So the hardest difficulty being critical. So because it's beginner, normal, proud, and critical being the 4th.
What is it? 2-hit kill?
3-hit kill.
3-hit kill? Oh, okay.
3-hit kill. And it okay. So critical has been a thing for like a long ass time. Proud is always like, hard, and then there's very hard being critical. Kingdom Hearts 3 doesn't do critical right, because your health pool doesn't matter. And I was explaining this to fucking Letty also, that whatever your health is, you get hit for a third of it. So that's a whole 3-hit kill thing. Your health could be a minimal fucking 50, 3 hits you're dead. Your health could be 100, 3 hits you're dead.
Damn.
So it doesn't necessarily present a challenge, because in 2, you could play critical and it doesn't kill you right away. It does make them difficult, but you could adapt by obviously getting more abilities, or your health pool increases, and it does increase how many hits you do take, all the gear that you get, and all this shit that goes out the window in 3. So instead of it being fun and a whole growing, like, oh, I'm getting used to this extreme difficulty, it's just slapping you in the face for no fucking reason.
I'm getting distracted right now on Kevin's green screen. How the Breakfast Club seems to be like photobombing you every few seconds.
I got you right now. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, Randy.
Yes, sir.
I made the room. Just
FYI.
Oh yeah. So Danny, Sober Guardian, and Randy are gonna play some Monster Hunter soon. All right, so let's go to our first article right now.
First, what are you drinking?
Oh, we're gonna ask that all the time now.
Yes.
Were we not?
We just had that talk.
All right, Dad.
Well,
I'm
it's
sorry.
not changed yet.
So yeah. So right
Okay,
now
I
I'm making.
have to mention before you talk about yours
Yeah.
that I fell in love with Bailey's because I'm a pussy drinker.
Really?
Right? And every time I drink iced coffee at night instead of milk, I put Bailey's. Fucking love that.
I'm gonna drink
Yeah.
some Baileys.
That's not bad. It's not
like
like
a
it's not
package
like it's
today.
like some strong crazy liquor. It's just got like that
No,
that
fucking
touch.
it's
Yeah.
super sweet. It's super sweet. I don't
Yeah.
put sugar. Just put
Yeah.
Bailey's. It's fucking awesome. That's what I had for my New Year's drink.
That's cool. Hell yeah, Bailey's is the shit. You gotta refrigerate that shit too. I hate those people. Please refrigerate your Baileys. I hate people that don't refrigerate their Baileys.
I don't refrigerate.
You don't want to drink
shit.
warm
But-
Baileys?
I wanna
Warm
drink
Baileys, ugh.
But
Just hot, milky
but
chocolate.
the little
just
but
in there?
the chunks make it more interesting.
You're disgusting.
What?
How old
Somebody
is your
say it.
Baileys?
Gives it a little texture in your drink.
Yeah,
Yo,
no,
can we just ban sober off the chat?
Yeah, no more drinks for him. He's done with drinks. Fuck, man. All right, so I got myself an old fashioned as usual, but I actually put chocolate bitters instead. So a little chocolate, a little orange actually makes a really good combination. So I got a chocolate old fashioned, pretty much.
Where'd you get the chocolate from? I'm sorry.
They sell chocolate bitters. You know what bitters are?
Yeah.
So bitters, but they infuse chocolate into it.
Okay. Cool.
In a sense, yeah.
Now I feel like that.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Me. So
No, I already
I'm having another one of those drinks that I had last time, the really medicinal one that I told you about.
Mm.
Except that this one's different. It's gin, Dolan Blanc Vermouth, Fino Sherry, and Fever Tree Soda. It's
Oh, Fever
really
Tree.
fucking strong.
Yeah.
It's delicious, but it's good.
Mm-hmm. Send me that recipe. Actually, I might actually try that.
Sure thing.
Kevin, what about you?
I'm not drinking anything.
Nothing. Not feeling it today.
Today.
Yeah, that's understandable. All right, so first bit of news that we got for today. Square Enix is starting some controversy for the fans after President Yosuke Matsuda announced that they would focus on NFTs in the future. There's no plans or ideas of what they're going to do, but he believes NFTs, quote, hold the potential to enable self-sustaining game growth by pushing a play-to-earn concept. Another quote, I realize that some people who play to have fun and who currently form the majority of players have voiced their reservations toward these new trends, and understandably so. However, I believe that there will be a certain number of people whose motivations is to play to contribute, by which I mean to help make the game more exciting, end quote. So there is an article from videogamechronicle.com that says another quote. The exec went on to suggest that the ability for users to earn from their digital creations in game could revitalize user-generated content, and claim the lack of incentives had previously limited user creation. I think that's a bullshit quote, because there's an enormous mod community, and I think if there was a way to figure out a mod community for console versions in some sense, then that would kind of solve that kind of stuff, and not introduce NFTs to try to make more money off the backs of more players. Number one, I gotta ask, because there are a lot of people who always approach me like, what the fuck is an NFT? Do you guys understand what the NFT is?
It's a
No,
JPEG
I
that
was
you could
gonna ask
purchase.
It could be a JPEG. It can be a JPEG. It doesn't have to be a
Point
JPEG.
it's just
Yeah,
it's a
that's fair.
picture that you pay digital currency.
Doesn't even have to be a
own.
picture. It doesn't even have to be a picture. That's the
No.
thing. So, all right. So NFT.
Wait, can we sell our nudes as NFTs?
Say what?
Can we sell our nudes as NFTs?
Yeah, you can.
Oh,
Yeah.
You can sell
sweet.
anything
Alright.
digital.
Yo, follow us on OnlyFans.
You can sell anything digital as an NFT. The question is who's gonna buy it. So
Be surprised.
here's the concept of an NFT, and this is the supposedly the future of just digital content in general, and ownership, and especially investing too. So everybody knows the Mona Lisa. You got the Mona Lisa. I don't think if it's in the Louvre anymore, and
It
the art
is.
museum is it still there? So
Yeah, I saw it.
you
Actually seen it.
so you can go to the Mona Lisa in the Louvre. The Louvre owns the Mona Lisa. and you could see it. It's there physically. It's there. But if you go home, you can buy yourself a copy of the Mona Lisa, right? It's just not the real thing. So you have a copy of the Mona Lisa doesn't mean it's worth anything. It's not worth anything because you bought that shit at a gift shop or something, right? What an NFT is that it's encoded into its code that is the authentic only version of that digital picture, item, whatever it is. So if you were to take a picture of this screen right now and make it an NFT, that would be the one and only picture. If other people made screenshots of this screen right now too and made other JPEGs of it or GIFs or whatever it may be, those are not authentic. They can't buy those. Those aren't worth shit. Only that one NFT, only that one JPEG that one person made is authentic. So that's how it works, is that there's one authentic, like Randy puts it, one JPEG that exists that is the real deal, while other ones aren't. So the idea is that with gaming, I guess Square Enix wants people to make their own NFTs in order to sell within their own market, whether it's be to sell in the game or to sell within their company or whatever it may be. So they're making money off this stuff, but so are, of course, other players as well, because I would assume they'd make a profit somehow. Mm-hmm. But the modern community, they kind of do this already. Like they sometimes. Ooh, Kevin, yeah.
Okay, hold on.
So the modding community, they make their own content, and sometimes they sell it, sometimes they don't, but it makes it into the game, expanding that community, making the game better as well. And that's kind of what I would like in the future, especially for consoles, because it's already very prevalent in the PC community. But I guess a lot of people are pissed off because Square Enix is trying to make more money off of fans, off of gamers, and they're using all this corporate speak and all this bullshit to kind of say, hey, you can kind of make NFTs and make the game better, but we're also going to make money off of it too. So I don't know if you guys understood that. I don't know if you guys have anything to say about it at all. I don't like the idea. A lot of people aren't crazy with the idea.
Well, I know people got an extreme uproar because they thought the game was going to be in, because the whole concept, and I think you're probably going to get to the article later, but Final Fantasy 14, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's where I first heard about it, obviously, because they got into it with that president, and you'll read what he said later about the content, about looking forward to putting future content similar to that into his games. He didn't say Final Fantasy 14, but he said his games, Final Fantasy, which, you could do it into any fucking game, but most likely would be Final Fantasy 14 because they have more of a trade type system. And the whole concept was that you can sell, let's say, a chocobo, right? And have that chocobo be sold at a certain dollar amount, and they were going to take a piece of it.
Right.
Every time it gets sold to somebody else, they're going to get a piece of it, of actual money. And the concern, for what I understand, is that people will start using these NFTs like this to try to become their new form of living. Versus,
I thought about the Diablo, their shop.
Yes.
Yeah,
100%, and that was a big fucking thing because people were finding, and this is always going to happen. People are going to find ways around making as much money as they can, making thousands of dollars off of simple crap things. You know what I mean? Like the game right now is just people who have too much money. Sometimes you buy random shit.
Yeah.
And I could just see that going extremely haywire and being volatile and getting aggressive, and then bad things happen when real money is involved.
Exactly.
There could be a lot of bad, especially when there are no real checks and balances on these silly NFTs, because it just, I don't know, it feels like it's going to be too laxy-daisy.
Yeah. I don't think NFTs are properly understood for them to begin like this huge mainstream thing like with video games. It's just, I think it's still too soon.
Yeah.
Kevin, Randy, what do you guys think?
I'm with you on that. It's too soon, honestly. They're probably just like jumping on some craze that they saw, and it's too early. Even if it's not okay, whether or not it's something that like should or shouldn't be done, it's going to be out of our hands entirely. But it definitely does feel like it's too early because no one still knows what the fuck this is. Even if they know, they probably don't have like the whole fucking premise of it.
Yeah. And I think that's also a big problem, it's good and bad, is that people are freaking out. Like, I've heard one person freak out because they think, and I'm not ever sure, it could be true and it could not be true, that like the energy consumption of an NFT is more outrageous than any other kind of currency out there. So
Yeah, that's a whole economy thing, or sorry, economy, is that the right word?
yeah,
Ecosystem thing that people are worrying about now.
No,
Like,
economy was the right one.
yeah, well, no, not even. It's not even economy. Sorry, it is an economy. Like, well, we're talking about economy, but that's not the word I'm looking for. Because, you know how like there's pollution in the world. There's actually pollution in the electronic world as well, and there's actually there's actual people who fight that type of pollution. So they kind of believe that NFTs will kind of flood the gates full of like this pollution, this junk in the internet that's going to be floating around everyone. It's going to be difficult to clean up because a lot of it is just going to be like imagine, you know, in the 80s when the game craze happened and they flooded the market with so many bad games that they made practically a landfill full of Atari games and shit like that. Like that's kind of like the concept. Yeah. Like with ET, like that's the concept that people have with NFTs and the internet, is that there's just going to be so much junk floating around the internet that people can't really like organize or figure out what to do with it. Kevin, you got something?
So there's gonna be a bunch of copies of Gray and Blue Fantasy just there.
Well, but remember though, like NFTs are unique, so you can only have that one. And I would think there'd probably be forgery somehow, some way. I don't know if that's possible, but there's only one. There would only be one copy of that in existence, and then someone would have to make something else. My question also is just. Like, if you were to put this in games, would that just be limited to, like, for example, skins? Would that be like, would that expand in the future to like weapons that are just OP, just too powerful? Or like play to win type of models where you're buying certain NFTs that just make you all jacked up and you're winning everything? Like how, like where does that line like stop? You know?
But I think that a lot of those models are just they've been proven not to be, to me, they've been proven to be not good models for games anyway. The pay to win system, you know, like World of Warcraft doesn't do it, Final Fantasy doesn't necessarily do it, and they don't do it for a reason.
Yeah, no, you're right, and I'm sure even now, because of how bad it was back then, a lot of companies try to be more proactive over that, but some things still slip through the cracks. For example, like Battlefield, sorry, not Battlefield, Star Wars Battlefront 2, like how bad it was with the whole play to win thing at first. And then a lot of it slipped through the cracks. Like people were just like, oh, maybe like we just add a little bit of something. We could put a couple of little XP boosts or something like that, and that'll help out some people who were willing to pay for it. But people still got pissed off, and then they scrapped it all in general. Like some things will still slip through the cracks every now and then. That's what kind of worries me, is that some games would try to kind of pull one on you, you know?
Gotcha.
To be honest, they should have just started off with like a like a Bitcoin or something, since it's well more known, and then jump into NFTs when like the market not got like flooded, but like when it's more known, because this is still something relatively new to like gaming in general. So like I don't see like the benefit of it. Now, I see like where it can go in like 5 years, maybe 10 years, but as of right now, I don't see it like being beneficial or changing gaming for what it is. Because that's like, I hate that term that they're like, oh, this is gonna revolutionize gaming. No, the fuck it's not. We thought VR was gonna change gaming. It did it. Not much, but it did it. I don't see any benefit from NFTs at the moment, but with like more time, I can see something happen.
I can see things getting violent too, though, because NFTs are unique. So like, can you imagine that you have your own,
Yeah.
you have your own skin or your own unique item, and nobody else has it, and people are either gonna get pissed off or start calling like a SWAT thing on you, and you're streaming live, and then you get
That's
swatted.
what I was
You
talking
know?
about before about being volatile, like with because when you're dealing with real money, it's real situations
Right.
are bound to happen versus something where anybody can buy.
Mm-hmm.
So I really think that there's going to be issues and problems, and then but at the same time, like, what if you did a Tekken tournament, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the prize was an NFT that only they can have if by winning. Like, how cool will something like that would be?
Yeah, that would be cool. And you could do whatever you want with it. You can keep it, you can sell it, you can
Yeah,
what the hell you
and
want.
and chances are good if you're a fucking pro player, you're gonna be keeping that shit anyway, right? So I don't know.
Here's the thing with NFTs too that a lot of people don't know about, but like some NFTs as well, they have certain perks to them when you hold them. There are certain things with NFTs, for example, I know some that I've heard from like other podcasts that I listen to is when you hold, let's say you hold a specific NFT that was sold by a famous basketball player, and he sold it to you or he gave it to you, whatever, however you earned it, whatever. So you have this NFT by LeBron James. In this NFT, because it's unique, you're allowed to have dinner with LeBron James once a year. You know what I mean? That's that one little perk that you get because you own that NFT, and you can give it or sell it to someone. And that's also kind of the idea of the investment aspect of it, is because the longer you hold it, the more people are gonna want it, and you could sell it for more money, and it's earning more money that way. So yeah, there's all these little perks and stuff that you get. So I like that whole tournament idea thing, because I could imagine that someone earns this thing and they get certain perks for even having it in the first place.
Yeah.
It's like having the what was it? It was a special edition Pokemon card that you can only win in, like, I think it was like the early 2000s. And like now it's like money for it. It's like 20K for it at least. And it's a very rare ass card, but it's like there's like the only way you can get this is either if somebody sold it to you or if you won a tournament like a couple years back. So I was like, that seems like a good idea, or just like a contest, like who can stay here the longest kind of thing. But like, you know what I mean, like who could hold on to who could touch the card the longest, something like that. Like it makes it accessible for everybody. But the tournament idea doesn't sound bad, but then you'll have people. I'm not gonna say that would be the worst idea. You would just have like dumb people at the end of the tournament be like, "Oh, he got the NFT," and then they just take it from them because they can do it. Like you can kidnap somebody. You can literally kidnap somebody and take their NFT.
It wouldn't go that far.
I mean, like, I'm sure there's got to be ways that NFT can be secure, but but on the flip side of things, there are going to be new and very unique ways that people are going to be able to steal NFTs. They're crazy ass hackers out there somehow. I would assume. I don't know. I don't know how that works, but it's not like they're going to rob your. It's not like they're going to steal your wallet and your NFT's gone.
Oh no, my NFT.
Run that NFT. What? Run that NFT. I know you got it.
Yeah, I have an NFT myself. Like I earned that shit by just buying pre-ordering Spider-Man tickets, and they sent everyone who pre-ordered Spider-Man No Way Home tickets. They gave NFTs, and mine is a fucking GIF of literally like a morphing of the Spider-Man logo. That's all it is. It's nothing. Like it's useless. But the fact that I own one now, I think I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. I have an NFT.
Look at me.
It could be worth some money too.
In the future, yeah. And I have access to it anytime. Like I could just go on the website where it's like they call it like vaulted.
Link me that NFT real quick.
Oh yeah, sure. You got it. Yeah. Yeah, gaming. I don't know. I think it's too soon for the gaming aspect of it. I think modding is something that we really should focus more on, like bringing that more into the community thing. Because I still don't think there's enough of that. Even though like Skyrim and Fallout and all that stuff, there's like heavy modders. I think there still should be more of that, and even more so somehow. I don't know how. I have no solution, obviously, but there's got to be some way to have a modding community console wise in some way. I don't know how. But that would be cool too.
I mean, the not necessarily modding community, but the expert tried to do it with the independent gaming section.
Yeah.
And I don't really think there is that big of a modding might be a little bit different than independent gaming, but it has to be a niche. It has to be a game that can be modded, and there's very few of those. And if it
Right.
doesn't, then it's like there's a million fucking mods that come out afterwards, and I feel like I don't know. I mean, the ones that are really popular that I really enjoy are like when they remake a game, and it's like, why can't you guys remake the game when these fucking mods this perfect fucking remake of it? It plays so
Yeah.
much better. Like, there's a Final Fantasy. I'll take my shot later. There's a Final Fantasy mod where they redid the fucking Final Fantasy 7 to look like like it was on a Switch type of thing. Like, it was just phenomenal what they did.
Mhm.
And it's just like, why can't they do that? I don't know. Why can't the game developers do that or take that on? I don't know. I find that world to be
Yeah.
interesting. But again, it's just because I'm in love with that specific thing type of thing, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I get it. It's the same thing. Like, it doesn't have to change the game overall, but it could change the look. Like, I'm sure there's ways you could do that. Like, GTA has been modded like to all hell, to the point where it looks like it's a damn photorealistic,
Yeah.
real thing, and people enjoy that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know. It should be more of that. If you really do want the community to like be more tight knit with your games and stuff, then focus on that. Don't try to cop out and say all this like corporate bullshit and say, oh, NFTs are the future, so we're gonna do that. Like, what, you just want money. That's what you want right now. That's like Danny said, that's the trend, and you just want money.
And that's the thing. It's like he put that in, like, oh, I look forward to the how much money we can make, and putting, what was it? It was a comment they made, and it was like putting an actual price, not an actual price, but like a realistic worthy of what it's actually worth to it. So when you sell it, if you have this item, you want to sell it on the marketplace, you could actually make some money and be what it should be worth. And it's like, no, bitch, you're just trying. This is another excuse for you to say you want to sell and make more money, and then trying to make money off of us. I don't know. It just seems weird to me.
We do the work for them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody have any final thoughts on that?
Getting beat up in Monster Hunter, so I'm trying to remember how to play the game.
Oh, you play? Yeah. All three of y'all play Monster Hunter without me right now?
No, just sober and I.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just sober and I. And he's playing because he didn't get it in time.
Yeah, I'm playing by myself.
He's playing with himself.
Jesus. He's playing with himself.
I can invite you, but yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, I, on the other hand, need to focus as the host of this show. So.
Yes.
All right. So we're going to move on to the next article. The next article is Sony announced that in CES 2022, very recent, about a week ago, their new PSVR system. They're calling it the PSVR2. So no surprise. No fucking.
Great name.
Sony's really not. Sony's really not. They're not creative with their naming.
And I like the, Nintendo Wii and the Switch and all the fucking names that make no goddamn sense.
And that's still better than the Xbox One, the Xbox Series X and S, and I don't know. Xbox is so stupid.
360. Was
360
it turning around? Like,
and then back to the one.
It's a 360, but it's not even a circle. I was confused about that. A goddamn box.
Okay. All right. So they announced the PSVR 2. They showed off the controller, which is moving away from the wands and into like what they call the PSVR 2 Sense controllers.
Time right there. Didn't they already do that? They got away from the wand. It was already a kind of weird fucking thing that goes over your hand, right?
NVIDIA?
No, not NVIDIA. PlayStation. PlayStation was already a weird thing that goes over your hand.
I don't think so. Not that I know of.
Could have sworn.
Because they were making a big deal about that too. They kept on saying.
PlayStation Move was one with the balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it might have been the Oculus that had it then.
Well, a lot of the VR, the Oculus has the one that everybody knows. It's like a strip of something going around the knuckles.
Also has the the
'Cause that's
little
what it looked like. It's
dildos.
just
The
concrete.
dildos, yeah. So they're straying away from that. They're more so copying what the other VR headsets do, which is that type of controller. More traditional VR controller, better. I don't want to hold two dildos.
I want to hold two dildos.
So it's not the biggest
And they
announcement.
change colors too, so that's nice.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. They did that too. It's not the biggest announcement since we knew that it was inevitable that they were going to make another VR headset. But I'm curious to know how everybody feels this time around on whether the VR is something that will finally that the brand will finally pick up in this generation. Like, do you think that it's time to push more VR games, or is it still kind of like useless right now and pointless?
I don't
VR.
think it's useless or pointless. I think it's a fun little commodity that people will like, but
It's an
I don't.
expensive commodity, though. That's the problem. Would you be willing? I mean, obviously, I know you have the money, but is it worth the money to get the VR with what it has available right now?
No, because if I get another console, my wife will kill me. So unless I look at the PS5, then she might be nice. It might be
Yeah.
I can do it. It's like maybe. But if I get another console,
Just tell her, hey, babe, I just bought a $20 headset. Look what it does.
I think
She won't know how much it costs.
$20.
I think Mrs.
Yeah,
Silver is
right.
smarter than that.
Yeah, she is way smarter than that.
She's fucking racist. Like, that's the VR Plus. That thing costs $2,000. How'd you afford that? Don't check our credit card.
Yeah. So you guys don't think it's that time yet for VR?
The only thing
It's a weird thing because it's not the right time, but it's not the wrong time because it's making its own developments like at a rather consistent pace. Because you'll have something that's kind of like breakthrough, like Half-Life Alyx with the Valve Index.
Mhm.
That shit was one of the best fucking things they did. Then Oculus 2 came out, the white one.
Mhm.
Everyone was on that. Maybe this is going to be better or on par with everything else. What does seem interesting is the whole eye tracking thing, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Like what they show right away. Like it. I feel like it just needs more games and if anything, like additional peripherals, sort of.
Peripherals like what? Like
Like
something like Ready Player One?
I guess. But like what is it? Like one huge complaint about like VR is gunplay.
Mhm.
How it's really weird, it feels unnatural, like you can't really gauge what the frame is, and it's yeah, sure, your hands are doing it, you see that you're holding it in the game, but you still feel what reality is, and you could still either like hold it too far, too close, and it just feels very unnatural.
Mhm. That's what we're
Th-
talking
they're
about with
kind
peripherals. Then they could have some like gun peripherals where you could hook up the
yeah, like
controller to it.
the Wii Zapper.
Yeah,
Remember
exactly.
that?
Exactly.
What's that?
All right, remember
So the Wii
Danny?
Zapper was a white plastic frame that you threw your nunchunk and
So
your
I
remote into.
had something similar to it for the PlayStation 4. Sorry, not PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3. Danny, do you remember when I had Killzone? I had that plastic gun where I could hook up both wands to it, so I could like pretend. So that's what I had.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what he's talking about. Yeah, so I had that plastic rifle thing where I hook up the wands to it, so like so
The
Killzone,
dildos, yes.
so Killzone could be like more immersive and whatnot. Like I had that shit.
Yeah, and it's like
But have
I
have
guess
you
it
have
does
you ever
help in
done?
VR as opposed to like using a fucking light gun.
Right.
Has
I don't
anybody
know.
ever used a
What's up, go
VR
ahead.
headset or Oculus or anything like that?
No, I
Mm-mm.
still don't think
I
it's
did-
worth it.
I didn't use that one, but I used the Galaxy one, and that shit gave me motion sickness.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah,
shit.
There's a
it's fucking
there's a
bad.
I don't know if it still exists, but a few years back I took my nephew in New York actually. There's a
VR
VR.
World. Yep.
Is it? That's what they called? Yeah.
Yeah.
And we went there, and it was a bunch of just fucking Oculuses, basically. I think it's
Uh,
what they used.
uh-huh.
Different setups, a few different setups. But it's basically lots of VR games. You know, so, like 20 of them, different types. For there's racing, bow and arrow, some kind of weird dodgeball game. There was one that was like extremely addictive, and all it was you doing fucking mediocre tasks. Like you can pick to be an office person, and you're literally working in an office, and it has like little tasks you can do. Or what I did was cooking, so you would flip eggs, but it felt it felt decent. It felt like obviously you have like Randy said, you don't feel like you're grabbing the frying pan, but you still have like doing the same motions and it actually is working. I mean, you kind of get into it a bit, whereas like you can forget for a second that this is just a game type of thing. Like just for a second, you forget.
Mm.
And I think that's what like video games do. Period. That's why we play video games, right? We play it so that we can forget about the real world for a second, right? So maybe VR, if it's done properly, can bring that in, bring that bring that to the next level. Problem is that there are so much dangers with all that. Like you're never really gonna get that fully immersive, or you're not gonna hurt yourself.
Not unless you're spending like a $5,000 rig or something like that.
Yeah, and you set up a whole room that's only for fucking virtual reality because, I have a sofa that's 3 steps from behind me and I forget because I can't fucking see it,
Yeah.
And that's the part that always like.
I don't think there's enough games for it too. That's honestly my only appeal for like not trying the PSVR originally or even the Oculus. Like the only one game that I ever want to play right now is Half-Life Alyx, and that's it. And at this point right now, they're already talking about the fact that they might port Half-Life Alyx for consoles anyways. So I can still hold off on that. So it's like there's nothing unique, and like you know how like when you want to buy a console, there's always that one game especially that you really want to buy the console because of that game. For example, like the Switch and Breath of the Wild, or like a PlayStation and I guess Horizon or whatever it is that you want to name. But like there's nothing that says that for the PSVR, like for me at all. And I don't think we're there yet.
But that's also why the point of that thing where they announced the Horizon game, they announced was a more of a, I'm not gonna say huge bit. It's kind of a big budget game.
Yeah.
For the console, so that I think that is a big deal because maybe they are trying to bring some seriousness to this console.
So do you think technology is gonna be there to be worth getting now?
I don't think it's technology. I just think it's gonna be interest at the end of the day. I think it's gonna be our people really interested in spending that much money on a console that is kind of a gimmick. And if they start spending the money, then the games will come, and that's how gaming period began, right? Like people didn't think that people were going to spend money on a video game at home fucking system. People always thought, no, it's just video games. So, you know what I mean? It's you play it in an arcade. It was like for kids. Nobody's going to want to play this at home, and the world changed. And this could be the start of it. And I think they see some premise in it. They see some promise in it. They can see, and they're still working on it.
That is a good point. That does make sense. Like I guess the more people buy the console, the more better games will come of it. Because what I'm thinking is a lot of developers are very hesitant on making a VR game because it's not lucrative, because not enough people are playing with it. So if more people did play the system, then a lot more developers would be out there like making more of those risks of making those unique VR games.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it honestly does come down to just like all the games that are available or unavailable at this point, because nothing's eye catching. Because everyone's still figuring out what the fuck like the technology is for a VR game. Like, how can we make it so you actually feel like you're who you're playing? Because the games that were the good ones were what? Boneworks, Half-Life Alyx, fucking Super Hot, if anything.
Sunset.
Tekken was the best
I
game
wouldn't
to play.
I wouldn't even.
No, it's not. It is terrible.
I wouldn't even count Super Hot though, because Super Hot can be played on so many other consoles anyway. So it's
True,
not
but the
like
thing is that it does feel good in VR, as in like you feel more in control with something like that. Like you're part of it in the console, but in VR it's like it's actually you with all the movement and shit. Like you could dodge bullets better and all this fucking jazz. It just has to come down to the games. Oh, the Walking Dead one. That one was a thing for a bit.
Yeah. I'm saying it was before that thing was Arizona Sunset, and it was a VR game that is just like you could play co-op. But it's like the way the characters move was like goofy. Like if you're looking at somebody else, they kind of look like they have like and I'm not making fun of people with like any illness like that, but it looked like they had like bone structure issues. Like they would walk, and it was uncomfortable to watch like somebody play that. But it like the contact around it was funny. Like you can grab a zombie and you could shoot them, or you can slap them up, or you could do things like that. But again, the only reason I didn't really care for it was because I already had my experience with VR before, and it kind of just I can't enjoy it for too long because then I physically get sick. So yeah, that was the whole problem.
No, I understand that. Yeah, a lot of that's actually a complaint for a lot of people is the whole motion sickness thing. Even games, certain games like that aren't VR, Mirror's Edge. A lot of people complain about Mirror's Edge because of the way the motion works with the main character and stuff, and the rolling and the dodging and the moving around and just the wobble of the camera and everything like that. It gave a lot of people motion sickness when it first came out. I remember reading about that a lot, and when the first game came out. But it has its kinks.
That did give me motion sickness when it first came out.
Yeah,
it really did. Yeah. I liked it. It was fun. The fuck. But it was sickening. You know, I was like, oh, okay, I can't play too much. And I couldn't play too long of it. I would get annoyed.
Get annoyed by motion sickness. You're like, fuck.
Yeah, like I can't. This.
Do we have any final thoughts about PSVR?
They just following the Oculus Quest 2 with the name and the idea. They were fine with the VR. I don't think there was anything that they could have changed on it. I'm guessing they're gonna be like, oh, it can hold such and such, or it does this better. But I'm like, if they don't fix the motion sickness problem, they're not gonna care about it.
There is no fixing the motion sickness directly, because that's more of like it's a you problem. Not to sound like an asshole, but it's definitely a you problem.
It's a you problem.
What they do, fucking A. What they do is that they add these kind of things that like help motion sickness. Like for Mirror's Edge, there was a reticle. Like if you look at that, it separates like what your brain thinks from what you're seeing. In other games, they add this kind of like bird cage or just like something for your brain to focus on to like, hey, this isn't reality, and we could separate this.
Yeah.
Yep. So what you're saying?
But yeah, most of the time it just does kind of end up to like being a you problem. For Mirror's Edge, being the biggest.
That's a you.
I was agreeing with you to the it was your problem, and now I want to fight.
For Mirror's Edge being like the biggest fucking offender, my brother, he suffered a lot of motion sickness from that game, but I didn't. So it's
I never felt anything either. I never had a problem with it. Everybody's
and
it's like I remember not even being able to play and having to liking to watch Danny play more than because I could just close my eyes and turn my head to us for a second, you know.
Or if not, you could just like look at something else that's kind of going on. Because when you're playing, you're kind of focused more on just like the center of the screen or whatever the case. But when it's literally like what you're looking at right in front of your fucking eyes, it's a bit more difficult to do that.
Yeah.
Damn, Dan, what the fuck?
I'm an old man.
All right. You should
Whatever
be
happened? Did they ever make a sequel? Oh,
Mirror's Edge? Yeah, and it was awful.
That's what I'm saying. They make it.
Yeah, they did make a sequel. It was bad.
It was fully VR.
Wasn't it a prequel?
Yeah,
it was a prequel. Yeah,
it was a prequel.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all. I didn't like the story.
They have a Mirror's Edge prequel, and don't they have like a webcomic of sorts, like a visual novel?
Yeah.
Yes.
You can play?
Yeah. Yeah.
That one was weird. That one was really weird. I didn't like that one at all.
What if like they made the Mirror's Edge prequel VR, like as a like you know how Resident Evil 4? Yeah, you know how like Resident Evil was on every console.
Yeah.
They just make it
Mirror's
VR
Edge on everything.
Yeah, Mirror's Edge on everything on VR, and everybody just gets physically sick. And
that's another question I have. Did the Resident Evil VR come out?
Yes, it did.
Or yes, it did.
Or 4, yeah. Right. Yeah. It was a what? Say it again.
It was all right.
It was all right.
Yeah. I watched people play it. I was like, I've beaten this game so many times. Watching somebody play it in VR, it's whatever. Because it's like the way you pull out the weapon. Like you can have the handgun and then pull out the shotgun as well, but you can't shoot both. And I'm like, why? And then the way you pull your knife out is like you dig in your titty pocket. You're just like, oh God,
in your titty pocket? What?
Like not actual titty pocket, but your breast pocket, and you just like voila, and then you have the knife, and I'm like, no. It like to me it just looked goofy, but
I mean that whole game is goofy in of itself.
Yeah.
Where did everybody go? Bingo. Best line ever.
That's what I'll never understand though. Like I wasn't like even when Resident Evil 4 VR was announced, I was just like, okay, it's already on for every single system. I've already played it maybe in two. Also I played it in 2 different systems. Like I already know this game. Why do you have to milk this so much?
Because it's their best seller. Because 5 was ass. 6 was the fucking worst. 7 and 8, they don't even like compare.
I think it's the game that brought their
yeah, it brought their franchise
back to life.
Well,
so why wouldn't you?
Because you already have Resident Evil 7 and 8. Like those are the new names of the franchise. Why are you going backwards?
But they're not.
Why are you
good.
going
That's
back?
You know what's funny?
What do you mean they're not good? They were bestsellers.
But
compared to 4 though,
7 was their highest Resident Evil game period up until recently.
You know, it's funny. This reminds
even compared to like all total sales of 4.
Yes.
Really?
Yes, it's the highest seller. It was their highest seller.
Well, I guess it's because so what I noticed that for every
and you want to go backwards.
3, after every 3, they change up the formula to do something new. So 7 was that new thing that they were doing. So I guess they were thinking that it was going to be like the new 4, and that's why it sold so much. Because they're like, oh, so 1 was really good, 2 and 3 were pretty fucking okay, 3 was amazing, but 4 was great, whereas 5 and 6 fucking flopped. So what if 7, being part of the new trilogy, like Star Wars, what if it's really good?
Well, but you see like this trend also, like a lot of people are milking.
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead, yeah.
Comparatively, 7 selling more than 4, did 8 sell more than 4?
I don't think so. No, I'm not sure. I don't think so though.
Well, okay, so we'll look that up after the stream, if anything, because now I'm actually curious. Because if that is the case, then it's like I'm assuming that people just like assumed that it was going to be a whole different fucking revolutionary change.
Well, here's the thing though, because I was going to say that like with 4, they're milking that shit for so long, and a lot of companies kind of have that problem. Like you could look at GTA 5, like they milk that shit. It's been in every single console
from the PS3
since the PS3, and a lot of people now are waiting for 6. Like they're already sick of 5. People are now finally, since last year, making their voice heard about the fact that, all right, we're done with this fucking game. Where the fuck is 6? And on top of that, when they released the trilogy was shit, and people were just like, "Why are you still?"
Shit.
Their fan base was like, "Why are you still milking all these old games? Why are you wasting your resources on these old games? Bring us the new stuff. That's what we want." So I would assume the same thing. Assuming is the same thing with 8, because 8 was very much like 7. It played a lot the same way. Obviously a different story, graphics were a little bit better, but for the most part, it was a first-person horror game with the same character.
5 and 6 played a lot like 4, but they didn't do what 4 did.
Yeah.
So 8 a lot like 7, but it didn't do what 7 did.
Right.
2 and 3 played a lot like 1, but it didn't do what 1 did.
Yeah. And Kevin said Resident Evil 4 VR, it was just meh. It was okay. And I wouldn't expect any other reaction aside from that, because everyone has already played 4. Their grandmother had played Resident Evil 4. Like it's an old ass game. ¿Qué eso en Nintendo bullshit?
Ya, I was gonna say. Mira, pero yo jugué este juego en el Nintendo 5. You're like, wait a minute. El Nintendo VR. The Virtual Boy?
The Virtual Boy.
Nana, you okay?
Yeah. It's just another one of those things. Like they're just cash grabs. That's all they are. It's just cash grabs.
With 4 being VR, their mistake was doing it for VR. What they should have done was just a remake, like they did.
A remake. Everyone was expecting a remake. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because what they did with 4 is that it's such a replayable game, and it's honestly genuinely fucking timeless. You just don't fucking change the formula. Danny, you're like fighting all this shit on your own. What the hell?
I'm a beast. Put this bitch to sleep myself.
What are you guys? What are you guys fighting right now?
We hunted the Gos Harag.
He has the
Jason
attack where
Voorhees.
he fucking goes all out, and I can land the trap there.
All right, guys.
I was looking at the numbers.
Go ahead, Kevin. All right, Kevin.
Okay, I'm not gonna spit all of them, but Resident Evil 4 at the moment is at 10 mil.
Oh, you got numbers, nice. Yes.
Yeah, 10 mil, 8888067. That's Resident Evil 4. Because the thing is, I don't want to keep counting like if they re-released it, because it's fucking almost like every other year Resident Evil 4 just comes back.
Yeah.
Village sold.
So let's do initial release of 4 and then compare to 7.
Okay, so 4 to 7, 600,000 4 sold more than 7.
Okay. Now compare
Village 8.
Yeah.
8 only sold 4.8 mil.
There you go.
It was a flop.
Yeah.
Well,
not a flop, but compared to
the 4, it was a flop.
Yeah.
What are the sales of 5 compared to 8?
5. Give me a sec. Revelations. I gotta fucking look this. 5 was 2.1.
2.1 mil?
Yeah, 2.1 mil. Compared to 8, that would be like 2 mil. That 8 sold more than 5.
Yeah, and 5 was the same formula as 4, so that's why a lot of people are just like, okay, this is the same shit again, just with different characters.
Now, if I may ask, for meme's sake, how much did 6 do?
Oh God.
Okay, funny thing.
Did it actually sell more than 5?
What version are we talking about? Are we talking about
base release, just vanilla?
So base release it did more than 5. It did
how much?
5 mil.
5. Wow. I'm assuming. I'm gonna assume this.
No, they sold the same. They sold the same.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, the exact same. On Steam, 6 sold more than 5, but that's Steam. And
probably
because PC players are just nuts in general.
And then PS4.
Hold on. Don't attack me now.
And PS4 and Xbox One, 5 sold less by 300,000. That was it. But that doesn't matter because these are just numbers.
Regardless, 5 is still better than fucking 6, honestly.
Yeah, but 5 is garbage. I'm not.
Oh no, 5 is garbage. 5 is terrible, but it's like it's polished garbage.
I still like 5 better than 6
garbage.
though.
I still like.
Oh, no,
I would choose 5 over 6.
6 fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I would choose 4 over all of them because 4 is the best.
But we're talking about 5 and 6, not
just
4.
5 and 6.
No, but we're just talking about Resident Evil, right? So I just want to say 4 is best.
All right, so we're done with that. We're done with that segment because I want to keep it going and finish off the segment with another gaming game, I guess as you can call it. We don't have a guess the game this week, but we do have, I guess we're calling it now, Gaming Beatdown. I don't know. That's what I wrote down, so I figured I don't know if you guys want to stick with that name when it comes to if anybody had joined us before. We pitted together 2 video game characters and we debated on who would win a fighting match between them. And the last time we pitted a lot of heroes mostly against one another, and in the end Kirby ended up winning. So you guys can go back to those previous episodes if you want to listen to the debating on that, but we're going to do a new one now. And whose idea was it to do monsters this time?
Randy's.
Yeah, so Randy. So Randy, you got a first pick first. So you want to start with who we want to pit against and debate over?
Rathalos versus Jigglypuff.
Versus Jigglypuff.
Is that even a monster?
Technically,
Pocket
Pokemon
monster.
are pocket. Yeah, see, that's the abbreviation.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna let y'all rock with that one. Unfair fight. Oh, last bit of advice. Note. You know they released Resident Evil 4 on the Android.
Of course they did.
Did they?
They did.
They did, really?
They also released it on Virtual Boy too.
Yeah, they did.
On Virtual Boy.
It's ColecoVision, and it's called Resident Evil 4 Mobile Edition. I was like,
Oh,
genius.
God.
Jesus.
Yeah. All right. So Randy, who do you think will win first?
Well, first I want to get a drink, and then I'll get the drink on the next one.
Yeah.
See, it's interesting we gotta think about like all the moves that Jigglypuff can learn.
Yeah.
Because Rathalos has a very base set. The tail flip, the talon kind of like dig thing, the triple fireball on the ground, single fireball on the ground when it flies in the air and spits all the flame. What else does it fucking do? Oh, tailspin, hip check, and I feel like I'm missing something. We'll figure that out later.
Well,
I would honestly kind of give it to Jigglypuff because
Yeah.
Jigglypuff could put shit to sleep.
exactly.
Yeah,
Just
and the
trap
Rathalos
him right
just put 'em to
away.
sleep.
Just trap him right away. Put him to sleep. Trap him. Done.
But
Well,
I don't
first
think
off, you have to
Jigglypuff-
weaken
I
the
don't think
monster to trap it. That's
Not,
the thing.
not with
You-
Jigglypuff.
also-
Jigglypuff's
here's-
song is that powerful.
But
That's what I was
here's
saying.
the kind of
but Jigglypuff can put you to sleep, but it won't do anything afterwards. It's like
Can't do
you put
much
you
of
to sleep
anything.
and then hit you with a
no.
feather.
There's wake up
What you
slap.
gonna do?
Wake up slap
Exactly.
does increase damage against a sleeping target. But
Uh-huh.
then
It wakes it
there's
up.
also
Monster.
this. There's a secondary thing of the whole Monster Hunter bullshit, where the more you do a status ailment to a monster, the more resilient they become to.
Yes.
So the more paralysis you do, the less chance there is for them to be paralyzed. And if they do get paralyzed, it's for a shorter time. Same thing with sleep. Same thing with poison. So at some point, the Rathalos can just be immune to sleep.
Can't Jigglypuff just do like rollout and then like slam into its throat? Because that's
That's only if the computer controls it. you know the Miltank bullshit.
Yeah.
Rollout hits you for like fucking 5 times, and you're like, okay, this is what life is now.
Does Russ aim for the jugular, breaks windpipe? The fight is even.
Well, so I guess Danny's saying that Rathalos will win this.
I think Rathalos will win because I don't think Jigglypuff has enough.
Is it the size?
I don't think it's enough damage to the Rathalos to actually weaken it to get it to that point where either a trap or just defeat. I think it's just too weak. Overall.
It wouldn't be able to trap it first off, obviously, because it probably can't use trank bombs. So that's out the fucking question.
It has a sleep thing. That is tranquilizer.
It is a trank bomb.
No. Because there
Yeah.
is that's not true because there is a sleep status effect that you could apply to them. Because the monsters do rest in Monster Hunter, and there are like the Somnicanth. That one has sleep weapons, so you can put the enemy to sleep, and when they're asleep, they take double damage.
Okay,
Yes.
but
So
you're
have
talking
to-
semantics though when it comes to tranquilizing and putting something to sleep though. Like I still think like you're putting something to sleep, you're
but in
still
Monster Hunter, they are
tranquilizing
two
it.
different things. But they are two different things in Monster Hunter, because you could put it to sleep, but that doesn't apply to tranquil.
I don't know.
That's not like using the trank
I don't
bombs or
know.
trank shots.
I don't know if you can explain it. You can explain it in a million different ways. I still think they're both the same thing. Like you're tranquilizing
was
them,
the
you're
same-
putting them to sleep, you're making them docile, you're making them susceptible to being captured, and that's it.
They could only be captured in pitfalls and paralysis, being the shot trap, not
By
in sleep.
by
'Cause if
whose
they're asleep-
rules? Only
by
Monster Hunter.
Capcom's rules.
Capcom's.
But we're pitting a Pokemon against a dragon, like two different
so-
brands
so
in
we're
two
not-
different worlds. You
We're
can't.
not doing brand status effects. We're just doing normal stuff.
Yeah,
What I'm saying is you
You're
can't favor
right.
one brand's world rules
Yes.
over
No,
another.
Because here's the thing. No, but here's the thing. Technically speaking, if Jigglypuff does have Wake Up Slap, seeing how Wake Up Slap does double damage and monsters in Monster Hunter take double damage when they're asleep, that'd be 4 times the fucking damage that Wake Up Slap would technically do. So that would fuck up the Rathalos a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So you see where it's like, if you're putting them both together, Jigglypuff does stand a chance.
All right, so aside from the whole sleep thing, you think Jigglypuff could deal enough damage?
Can a Jigglypuff hold items?
Can Pokemon do it in the world?
Yes.
They do, yeah. You give it an
Jigglypuff-
Eviolite, you make that shit tanky. Oh, but it's kind of weak in defense.
You hold the
Mhm.
items. They don't hold them. You do.
No,
What?
that you
No,
can.
no.
Pokemon
in
holds the
secret
item.
Pokemon
The
items.
rules in Pokemon has changed drastically since me and you played.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Never mind.
yo,
He's like in Generation 1.
Yo, you remember when EXP share was
yeah.
for one Pokemon? Nah, it's for everybody. You share it. It's
You remember
Shi-
when EXP,
what the
when
fuck
EXP
is a
share
shiny
was an item
Pokemon?
Yeah. Shit. We have dual types now, Dan.
You could be
Okay.
quad super effective to one.
Oh
move.
man, what the hell is an Aloha?
A Alolan.
I know.
What's a Z move? We doing Dragon Ball up in this shit now?
What's Mega Evolution? I'm still trying to figure this one out.
Yeah, that's why I ask. Yeah, so I guess Pokemon can hold not weapons, but
Wait,
it would
so
be cool
also-
weapons, but
Also,
items. Yeah.
quick question: are we doing the whole thing? Because technically, Jigglypuff's a fairy, and in Pokemon, dragons are weak to fairy.
Oh, no, get
So
the
that'd
fuck out
be
Get
that'd be a
the-
6 times. fuck up.
Ah,
with the fucking sleep effect.
So technically, if we're favoring the Pokemon, if we're doing both worlds together, Rathalos would definitely just fucking eat shit.
yeah.
It just-
That's the thing. You'd have to consider both of them together.
Yeah, no. So Rathalos loses.
Yeah,
Hard,
you think
hard,
so?
Fucking
Yep.
horribly so.
Yeah,
Because Jigglypuff would
definitely.
take reduced damage from the Rathalos. He would take half damage, deal double damage, do double damage on Wake Up Slap when it's asleep, and the Capcom rules of the monster being asleep would double that as well. So it would either be a 6 times or an 8 times. Regardless, Rathalos is fucking getting the dick.
He's super effective. So just letting you know. I'm
Super
telling you.
effective dick.
No, so Jigglypuff took it.
Yeah. Jigglypuff is gonna be like level 99, just gets hit and just goes, nice try. Let me try something. Let me
So
try
wait, so
something.
is a pink puffball gonna start dominating this shit again? Because Kirby won the last
We'll
one.
see. We'll see.
We'll
If
see.
Jigglypuff ends up winning this shit,
If there's more dragons in this goddamn gauntlet, we're gonna have a problem.
Well, we do have one more dragon thing before we finish up the show. This was Danny's idea. Do you remember yours?
There was Godzilla versus Muhammad.
Godzilla
Yeah,
versus Bahamut. And Godzilla, yes, he's a movie monster, but he has video games, so it does count.
Good and bad.
Yeah. So who do you think? Man, I don't. Now that I'm thinking about it right now,
Be honest with you.
Godzilla, I've always felt like he's more mobile. As slow as he is, he's more mobile than Bahamut. Like the Bahamut can fly, sure, but he has like one move, and that's pretty much it.
but isn't he like? Well, which one are we talking
And
about?
Godzilla has
No,
fought.
hold on.
Godzilla, I know there's a lot of different Bahamut iterations, but like Godzilla has fought flying monsters before. So yeah, Bahamut, Danny, like what Bahamut are we talking about?
Because if we're talking about 10, 10 has 3 moves. If we're talking about 15, 15 is technically a knight. It's not. It's not like a dragon. It's a dragoon, technically.
I don't remember.
Then,
15, I don't remember. I would say 7. That's the most popular one.
7.
but then which Bahamut are we
Well,
talking
there's
about?
Neo
Because in Crisis
Bahamut.
Core-
No, it's regular
Yeah.
Bahamut. Just no
Regular
actual
Bahamut.
base.
Not the base
Okay,
Bahamut,
so not
Neo
Ultra
or-
Instinct Bahamut.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. No, because in 7 there's like 3 to 4 iterations of it, and they bring them back in Crisis Core, like as fucking roulette summons.
Mm.
Yeah.
And then if we're talking about 12, I think Bahamut is a fucking ship, not a summon.
Yes, the name. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
can't
they use
remember.
in 12 they have different summons. So the names of the base ones that we know, they tend to be like just transportation, like just different things that you could use.
Mm.
Saying Bahamut on the GBA version had 40,000 HP. So it's that.
Oh, that's crazy.
Are we doing HP as a thing now?
Fucking A.
Just all right. I'm gonna look up Godzilla's HP. Just to be fair, because
Godzilla's HP.
Oh,
What happened to you in Monster Hunters?
I don't know.
Sorry, my Switch ended up timing out.
I'm trying to make
I have to charge my shit.
sleep bombs, and I forgot how to do it.
So I'm gonna go get a drink. You guys figure out what's going on
Yeah,
here. I'm
good.
gonna think about it while I get my charger and
I
my
think-
drink.
So I think that Godzilla can absorb that energy. That's the thing. Is,
He
like,
can.
radioactive and all that bullshit, and he can absorb it.
I mean, he's also been like in battle royale type monster fighting, and like he survived. Always king of the monsters, always.
And I kind of gotta give it to Godzilla on this, only because he can absorb, I think, the beam that Bahamut is most known to do. You know, that big giant ultimate blast or whatever it is.
Mm.
And then once he does that, and it's just gonna be like, you know, then it's just you have to go hand to hand, and once they do hand to hand, then Godzilla definitely got it. Because have you seen those moves versus in Godzilla versus
Yeah, he gave him the work. He gave him the work with his hands. He is like, you think I'm a giant lizard for no reason, and I got these little things here for. Give me these hands, boy.
So on this one, I gotta give it to you know, which it pains me to say, I have to give it to Godzilla.
Whoa, what the hell did I miss?
We agreed that Godzilla is gonna give Bahamut the hands, even if
Bahamut.
they don't use fire.
He's gonna blast. He's trying to blast.
Godzilla can absorb a lot of hits, like radioactive hits, like blasts and stuff like that. Plus, my argument is that Godzilla had fought more than one person at a time and still came out on top. So, like, he can handle himself.
But does like Mega Flare count as like radiation?
Fire.
That's the thing.
I would think so.
Just fire, right?
I don't know.
That's the thing. It's not fire nor ice nor anything. So wouldn't it be like a type of radiation that he might absorb? Because since
fucking space particles.
If this was Neo Bahamut, I would say it's like a space particle thing. But we're talking about base Bahamut.
Yeah. So it's like I said, I think it's more of like an Ultima type move where he's trying to blast them with, and there is a chance that Godzilla can absorb that, and if he absorbs it, then you know
he's fucked.
I feel like Godzilla's just gonna start punching him after a certain point.
Tell Kevin how to start the match. I don't think he knows.
Well, no, I don't know. I don't know how to I don't know how to make sleep items. That's what I was trying to do the whole time.
Don't worry, it's okay.
So
okay, cool.
So what would happen if you think Bahamut started flying? Like, do you think he's gonna have the upper hand?
No, because you have to come back to attack it at some point anyway. I mean, you know, Godzilla's fought. You know, what's his name? Mothra guy.
Yeah,
Mothra. So he's fought flying guys before and beat them. So that's
Rodan's a flying one too.
There's a few.
Yeah, there's a few of them.
So that's not going to be the.
You ready up? Everybody just left.
They left you again?
You have to press. What does he have to press? I told you to tell him.
Damn, dude, you didn't let us ready up.
Oh,
you did it again. You left him hanging like you left me hanging twice.
Well, he's gotta learn how to do it.
Anyways.
Okay, so go back to the board, accept the quest, and then like once he's there, just depart.
Gotcha.
So all right, so Godzilla.
Right. Yeah, Godzilla. Even if I say Bahamut, it's already majority.
Yeah. Nah, I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'll be back again.
I feel like Bahamut had no chance, and I feel like Godzilla's a lot more intelligent than we think he is. Well, that we know he is.
Well, he's extremely more. I think he's very, very intelligent for a monster or whatever you want to call it, because there's no way you can be king of the monsters and just feed all those fucking things and
be stupid.
Also, Bahamut has to be called like a bitch and like summoned in order to be used. You know, Godzilla just does whatever the fuck he wants.
Player is 100 MP. I feel like Godzilla's doing that for free. He gonna do that.
Godzilla doesn't need mana.
Yeah, right.
So Kevin, did you accept it on the board?
Yeah, I accepted it. I joined the quest.
All right, guys. So, is there anything else before we finish up?
Can we do one more monster?
You want to do one more? I think this one's yours, Kevin. Actually,
which one is it?
Bowser versus
King K. Rool.
King K. Rool.
All right, are we talking Smash? Or are we talking just from general knowledge from them?
I'm gonna say general because Smash is just one thing versus like King K. Rool's been around for a long time.
All right, cool. Oh wait, so I just want to ask this question because
I think it's the original the original game sakes. What is fucking King K. Rool from?
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong.
I was gonna ask this question just to be sure. We can't do Ganondorf, right? Because technically speaking, Ganondorf is a monster.
There's a so Ganondorf is the human version. What is the monster version? There's a name for the monster version. I forget.
Oh, it's Ganon. Sorry, I was muted the whole time.
Ganon was the monster.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we could do Ganon.
Ganondorf is a humanoid.
Yes.
Ganon, biggie one.
Ganon is a Garuda. Was it? He's a Garuda. Gerudo, yeah.
Like Naruto.
Yeah.
All right, and I just want to ask this one more question. We're not doing Calamity Ganon, right? We're just doing like base Pigman Ganon. Are we doing like
if you want to call specifically Calamity Ganon, then sure.
No, Calamity Ganon is just like a ghost.
Calamity Ganon is the monster though.
Yeah. I mean, Calamity Ganon makes sense. He was fucking powerful in Breath of the Wild, so
I know one, but it's for after this one.
Yeah.
I would say, I don't fucking know. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. As much as I love Bowser, I'm just gonna pick King K. Rool, and it's only because I feel like if a plumber on drugs, beats you several times, something's going on. You know what I mean? But King K. Rool is not better because he gets beat up by literal monkeys and gorillas.
But I mean, gorillas are pretty fucking strong.
They are, but Bowser's getting beat up by a short plumber on mushrooms. Like I don't
on mushrooms.
On literal mushrooms. He gets one up to keep going. He gets a red one to be bigger. We know what that means. And
he's getting beat up by Chris Pratt.
Exactly.
Oh, jeez.
I would give this one to King K. Rool. And I feel like he has a lot more weapons. What's Bowser gonna do? Use like a machine that's gonna somehow work against him, and then King K. Rool has a gun.
Well, he has his flame. He has his flame breath. You know, that right there could be extremely.
Oh, he woke up in the morning. Big deal.
But doesn't King K. Rool have a gun that can literally suck in projectiles? And I'm not talking about from Smash. I'm talking about literally that he has a gun.
He has a gun. I don't know what it does in the other games though.
It's literally.
Does it do that?
Yeah, he literally sucks in.
He can suck in. Yeah.
Back up. Other than if we're talking about bare hands, this man fights. King K. Rool fights a gorilla.
Like, King K. Rool, all he does is jump from like one side to the other. Like I fought him before, and the only one that I could think of significantly was Donkey Kong Country for the SNES. And all he does is just jump around from one side to the other, He'll shoot a cannon every now and then he'll just keep on jumping again. But Bowser has done quite a bit though. Like
if we're talking about the N64 one, Super Mario, Bowser literally jumps from one side. He shoots fireballs, and then like when you get into combat with him, he's just like jumping, and then you just hit a chain and he kills himself. Like, nah.
And I also feel like Bowser's got way cooler henchmen to like help him out with the battle.
What?
Like the Koopa Kids.
Well, they both have. I think they both have their.
Because
name one actual henchman from King K. Rool.
No, look, only because I don't know King K. Rool. Period. But
the bees.
The bees.
The bees.
Not the bees.
The credits. Nah, he has beats, and like the thing is, if we're talking about the Koopa Kids and all that, like Bowser has Bowser Jr., which is like the smartest Koopa that he has. But I don't know, I can't give it to Bowser. From base game, like if we're talking about just regular Mario, like base, like
Bowser has also have like gadgets and stuff. Like he's kind of like Dr. Wily. He always comes with like some new form or some new gadget, and he fights Mario in different ways. Like I'm sure he can come up with something to fight King K. Rool because he doesn't do much of anything.
I gotta give it to Bowser.
Giving it to King K. Rool.
And he could be giant, like in Smash, in what was it the Mario game? Giga Bowser. Yeah, Bowser's Fury. Like he could be different sizes. I don't know. I like Bowser way more.
Nah, I'm going with King K. Rool. I got beat up by him too many times, man.
What, in Smash?
No, I'm talking about in the
in the other games. Yeah. All right, so we got two for Bowser and one for King K. Rool. Randy?
I think Bowser.
Definitely has to be Bowser. There's more variety to him.
Hey, King K. Rool.
Yeah.
I think so. All right, so get on Smash, and I'll show y'all what King K. Rool can do. Everybody gets stumped.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna remember that too. So Bowser wins this
So
one.
3 Bowsers against 1 King K. Rool, right?
Yep.
We're doing that in Smash?
Yeah, we're gonna do that, and we'll see who wins.
Just grab him and like launch him off the stage.
Y'all gonna do that, and y'all gonna be the only ones to die.
Yeah. That's right. We just take turns until at least one of us. Yeah.
Technically, there's 9 stock between the 3 of us.
Exactly.
And only 3 stock with you.
Exactly.
Definitely. Did I just depart by myself? No.
Yeah,
No,
you're
in.
we're fighting the thing already.
You guys fucking left me.
All right, guys. So that's it. I wrote down Ganon, so maybe we'll think of him with another fighter at some point.
The monster from Prey. Found it.
Prey?
Oh no, although I got one that I wanted to do. The parasite parasite Eve.
No. Well, yeah. Well, no, we'll leave that for another time though. But it is written down though. Yeah, it is written down. Like the same thing with the Ganon. We'll think of somebody to pick Ganon with, but we're out of time for that. So we'll leave it at that though. So that's it for now. That's for the episode. Thank you everyone for joining us on the live stream. Remember, we're here live every Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern time on Twitch, and you can check us out on YouTube and all audio podcast services. Anytime you want, just check thedrunkenguardian.com for all the links to that, as well as any game reviews you guys might want to read at thecoalition.com. There's links to that on the regular website as well. Kevin, as well as you do some streaming. You're still streaming, right?
Yeah, I need to stream. I haven't streamed in a while. Hey, what's going on, guys? Boneless Bones back at it again. It's another stream. I'm gonna start streaming tomorrow. I've been dealing with some things outside of streaming. I need to post my new video for this week, and I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow. I'm gonna do some more Boyfriend's Dungeon. I've been enjoying that game a lot. But
what?
Yeah, it's Boyfriend's Dungeon. It's literally a roguelike about slash dating sim, and it's about dating weapons. Yeah, it's like you're a weapon meister, and you just like it's like a dating version of Soul Eater. So yeah, so it's fucking amazing. I
like how you didn't want me to use that analogy, but you can.
Yeah, no, because you used it, and I was like, yeah, you're right. Because I was thinking when you said Soul Eater, I was thinking of Not, and then Not like it just ate at me, and I was like, I fucking hate this variation of Soul Eater. But yeah, it's an enjoyable game. It's a roguelike, so I'm enjoying it mainly for the story, and see you guys there if you guys are watching.
Cool. Yeah, and Randy, hopefully we'll get some streaming done with him once we get him a camera, and
eventually
one day.
Are you gonna be streaming on OnlyFans? I'm curious.
Danny will be streaming on OnlyFans tonight. Pantless Guardian, please look that up.
And it's
TPG.
Jeez. All right, so guys, we'll see you next week, and right now we're gonna go offline and record the health potion, so keep an eye out for that as well. We do the health potion podcast. Well, it's the same podcast, but the health potion segment, I should say, is a segment that we're doing now just to talk about mental health in the gaming community and stuff. So give that a listen if you guys ever want to get an idea that you're not alone with the problems that we deal with as a gamer, you know, with ADHD, depression, anxiety, PTSD, things like that, as well as just tips that maybe you can follow to try to help out a little bit with your life and stuff like that. So yeah, give us a listen, check that out. That'll be up in a couple days as well once we finish the recording tonight, and we'll see you next week. See you guys.
Peace.
Hey,